It's time for the longest-running student show on KLPR, Throwin Lopes. Let's send it to the KLPR studios for your one-stop shop for all things Loper Athletics.
Well, hello everybody. It is Wednesday, and you know exactly what time it is. Time for Throwin Lopes. We're not only coming to you from the airwaves, we're also now coming to you live streaming on YouTube. What an occasion that we have made here on KLPR. I'm joined alongside, as always, Jon Willis, Traeton Harimon, that's playing through my computer right now, and Alex Hammeke. I'm Ethan McCormick, and we might as well jump straight into this. Loper football homecoming game on Saturday. They got the nice win over the visitors from Topeka, Kansas, 27-21. Fellas, what are our thoughts from this homecoming game on Saturday?
I think the final score doesn't tell the whole story of that football game. I think UNK was well in control of that football game. They led 27-7, kind of late in the fourth quarter, and so I think it really was a really good performance for UNK. It was a really good bounce back. Obviously, the defense played well. They got the big turnover with Armani Webster, also the Jon Willis fumble 6, and so to see plays like that being made from the defense, that was pretty big.
What an SEC play from Jon Willis, by the way. And, John, you made fun of me for this, and I feel kind of bad for it. Because I said that the freshman kid just got welcomed to the SEC by Jon Willis. Even though he played extremely well.
He did. He played
Van
very
Dyne
well.
played very well
Yes.
for a freshman quarterback. But, no, it was a great game. Seeing the triple option come back, first of all, was a great thing to see. Getting TJ out of the pocket, rolling, catching receivers, catching defensive backs sleeping, trying to crash on him, and then flicking it over the top to Seb Foster for a touchdown was great to see. That was vintage TJ. So I think the offense was clicking finally. Finally got to doing the things the way that they wanted to execute, I should say.
If this was a loss, I think we'd be coming in here and be a very big concerning point. I think Sam Van Dyne at the quarterback role, give him a couple of years. I think he's the next guy for Washburn. Build the weapons around him. I think Washburn is, this is just a one-and-done down year for the Ichabods, I think. That's kind of what I've picked out of it so far. I think that this is a good stepping stone. You get a victory here, and hopefully you get a couple more through the rest of the season. Just to keep the momentum going for Loper football.
And to kind of tie into what John said about Sam Van Dyne, 30 of 45 for 378 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception as a true freshman in a road environment when the home team is hosting homecoming. And the players are going to be kind of fired up. They're going to want to defend their home field during homecoming. He came in and balled out.
Yeah, he really did. It was impressive to see. And again, Washburn's not a team that's used to struggling. And so with how their quarterback room has been going this year and all the question marks around them, I think it was big for him to have a performance like that. Now they feel a little bit confident headed into the future with him at the quarterback position.
I think he played very well. He came into a road environment. The interception, I'm going to say, probably wasn't his fault.
No.
It got muscled away from the receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, Armani Webster, dog, first of all, ripped it away from the I think it was a freshman receiver on the outside, too, so asserting the dominance there. The fumble, one snap that went over his head, and then a miscommunication with the center when the ball was snapped past him when Jon Willis welcomed him to the SEC. So I think he played extremely well. You take away those 2 turnovers, they're ahead in that game because of the missed extra point for the Lopers. So I think Washburn quarterback play is finally starting to get there.
Offensive line, though, is a concern for Washburn. He got sacked 6 times in the contest. That more is a testament to Tim Schaffner's defense and the chaos tempo. I thought we were going to see a lot of pressure on the kid, considering, again, as all the factors you'd mentioned, true freshman, road start, homecoming. You're going to rattle this kid early and often and knock Washburn out of the game if you knock him out. And even with that, did a really good job of staying in it, and that's why I keep saying, this is not going to be a fun season, I don't think, for Washburn, but this is the ground. This is laying the foundation for, maybe next year even, next year, the year after, being over .500, being potentially playoff bound and getting a bowl game in, albeit now bowl games are harder to come by in Division II since they all kind of died pre-COVID. But it's still, I think it's a really good stepping stone and really prove that, he's a true freshman, but he is him.
There were other internal issues going on with that offensive line that John and Traeton and I and everyone at Ron and Carroll could really see. There was a personal foul on Jacob Glenn Dining at one point during that game. Got a little too rough with a couple of our D linemen, and he got called on it. And it was kind of a problem throughout the rest of the game. And like Alex said, they were just not protecting Sam Van Dyne at all. The Lopers had 6 sacks.
I mean, when you have one of your senior leaders on the line come in and just lose your head like that in a game, after the ref gives you a warning for doing it the previous play, and then doing it a little harder the next play, I mean, it's got to be concerning to see one of your senior leaders. I think someone else probably needs to step up on that line, or Glendining needs to step up and like take ownership and be like, hey, I lost my head out there, guys. So we got to be better than that as a team. I'm sorry, but yeah, it was an interesting thing to watch unfold.
And that's a mistake you expect from a freshman, not a senior in Glendenning. That's the big thing that kind of surprised me, was that you expect that as a freshman or a sophomore first start type of deal. They get in your head early. You're a senior in Glendenning's position. You're a kid who you've been out there, you've went up against every team in the league. These are the same faces year in and year out. Should not be getting underneath your skin.
Well, I think the one, kind of experienced play that we're not talking about that made a big mistake was Trey O'Gwyn. He got called for a targeting call, and just looking ahead to the fact that the Lopers are facing the number 1 passing offense and the number 1 scoring offense this next weekend, and they're going to be without their leading defensive back. So that's for the first half. They'll get him back in the second half, but that's going to be tough to not have him.
Right, that's going to be interesting because Zembrowski for Central Missouri, like you said, is I would say probably right now my pick for MIAA Player of the Year. He has been tossing the ball around the field pretty efficiently all MIAA season, and the Lopers have to face him on the road in Warrensburg at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Back-to-back road games against 2 tough opponents. Josh Lambertson has this Mules team exactly where he wants them in year 2, and then Fort Hays State on the road. That's always a tough environment to play as well. So the Lopers have 2 tests on the road coming up in the next 2 weeks.
And you hope that DB room can get healthy as well. Saw a couple of DBs go down for the Lopers, and a couple that were coming into the contest already weren't playing. And you're going up against 2 of probably the most pass-heavy teams in the MIAA. Lopers got to get healthy quickly, and yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me is that it feels like the Loper offense is close. It feels like they are close to finally having one of those games where they can put up 40 points. And if they want to win on Saturday, especially against Central Missouri, the Loper offense is going to need one of those games to pull off what would be a huge upset.
All right, speaking of things that are close, the Twitter poll question is close to closing, so you need to go and vote on it, all right? Today's Throwin Lopes Twitter poll question is, who would most likely be terrified when visiting a haunted house? The usual 4 suspects are included in this poll, but there is one heavy favorite right now. So go ahead and vote on Twitter for today's Throwin Lopes poll. Not much new happening in the volleyball realm. They did sweep Newman last Thursday 3-0 on the road, and they have a couple big matchups coming up here at home against Missouri Western and Northwest Missouri State this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, this is an important weekend for UNK, and I think the big thing for them is they got a lot of rest. They have not played since last Thursday against kind of an inferior opponent in Newman, and you get that whole week, and now you got a tough match with Missouri Western and Northwest Missouri. Then you have Fort Hays on Tuesday on the road, and so I'll be interested to see. The old conversation is rest versus rust. Which one's gonna help the Lopers? But yeah, excited to see what the Lopers do coming out of this. It'll be over a week once they play on Friday.
And that Northwest team is one that I look out for. They were in the top 25 for a little bit there, dropped out recently. So it's a tough test for that Loper team. Finally, probably, other than the Washburn game, probably their toughest opponent that they played all season long. So got to win those games against talented MIAA competition. Just a matter of whether the Lopers can get out there and get it done.
And you can't overlook Missouri Western, second-year head coach in Jessica Fee. She's done a really good job turning the program around in a sense. Previously, they were about a .500 to They were there. They were competitive. They weren't, though, competing for national polling spots and competing for a potential dark horse bid for the Central region. I think Jessica Fee has that team right now at that level for Missouri Western. That'll be an upset-minded Missouri Western team that comes into the Health and Sports Center on Friday.
A big weekend for Loper volleyball. Loper soccer had a nice weekend this past weekend. The first time since 2019 they did not lose both their games in a weekend series. So that's big time for Loper soccer. And Ron Bretton's pretty much got that program kind of where he wants it, and it's starting to hit that up climb.
Yeah, the first weekend that they haven't lost a single contest on the weekend, walking away with 2 draws, the 1-1 draw first on Friday with Missouri Western in a game where Ivana Siles gets her first goal of the season. Very emotional goal as well. Got that goal immediately when hugged Coach Breton. And Coach Breton was saying that there's just a lot of pressure on international players. And just to get that one out of the way finally is just like a relief off of her shoulders. And then that draw with Northwest Missouri, which is a good team whose best scorer didn't play on Sunday either in Rock. So to draw with that Northwest Missouri State team and play very good defensively, I thought was a good thing to see out of this Loper soccer team.
And that will build confidence. Sure, it's not a victory, but when you have one of the top teams in the MIAA and you keep them scoreless, that kind of helps to build a little bit internally of, yeah, we can do this now. I feel, a lot of the game is mental, and, it's easy to think, okay, yeah, Northwest Missouri State's coming in. We've lost to them 3-0. We've lost to them 2-0. We've lost to them 4-0 in games past. It'll probably be the same result. But when you're able to have that resolve, you get the draw on Friday against Missouri Western. You get the draw then on Saturday against Northwest Missouri. Sure, it's not a victory on either day, but you are going to build up a lot of confidence between those 2 games, and that gives you more confidence for when you take on Fort Hays again, when you go up against a Central Oklahoma squad, when you go up against a Central Missouri, which is one of the top-ranked teams in the nation, or Washburn again if they do. That helps them throughout the course of the rest of the year show that their defense is there. Now, the defense is there, and it proved this weekend. Now time to get the offense going with it.
Well, that's been the storyline for Loper soccer since we've gotten here. Pretty good defense, and then offense, hasn't been up to the task, at least so far. But I think my biggest takeaway from this weekend is the fact that Susie Bovard might be emerging as the Loper's #1 goalkeeper. She started and played both of the full games. She had 3 saves, allowed only 1 goal against Missouri Western, had 6 saves, allowed no goals against Northwest Missouri. And so I think she's emerged as the Lopers' kind of #1. Obviously, it's competitive because Mackenzie Smith has done some great things in her time as a Loper as well. But again, the offense struggles. 1 goal through two games isn't going to get it done. And so Loper's still got to find a way to start putting some in the net.
Top 8 make it to the MIAA tournament. Loper's currently sitting 9th. And I know we're still a month away from that even being set in stone, but it's something to keep track of as we come down this last month of the regular season.
I will say the Lopers have a very manageable weekend. They got 3-2-5 Central Oklahoma, but then they got Newman on Sunday. Newman is a very winnable game. They were picked to finish last behind UNK in the preseason MIAA soccer rankings. So definitely a very winnable game for Newman. And I know Newman right now is ahead of UNK in the standings at 8th. They've got that 8th spot. So that game on Sunday could be a playoff implications type game.
And a note on Central Oklahoma, if you all remember, would have been 2 years ago with Neil Piper when he was the head coach for UNK soccer for that about 4-week stretch. His daughter is on the Central Oklahoma soccer team. So a little bit of motivation there rolling into this one on Friday, potentially.
And it's also a Central Oklahoma team that might not be exactly where a lot of people thought they were going to be, with no wins, no losses, but they have drawn in all 3 of their MIAA competitions. So it'll be an interesting one to watch.
Well, we'll carry the games right here on KLPR. We got a double header for you on Friday. Northwest
Is that first time in KLPR history? Maybe.
Double header on KLPR.
UNK Athletics doubleheader? Yeah, I think it might be.
Well, the soccer game's at 1 p.m. and
2.
then I was looking at the wrong weekend. Sorry. Yes, 2 p.m. Against Central Oklahoma. Who's on the call for that one, John?
That'll be Traeton Harimon
Yes,
on
sir.
play-by-play with Sharvani Regmi.
And then Graham will have the call for the volleyball game Friday
Alexis
night.
will have the call for the volleyball game.
I need to look at the schedule,
yeah.
apparently. Good
Graham is
Lord,
on
Ethan.
Saturday.
I'm mixing up my times. Sorry, everybody. Well,
Hype up the doubleheader, and then you can't even get the doubleheader
hey,
right.
well, that's my fault.
Hey, who's calling the game on Sunday? Ooh,
Who is it?
star-studded
Who is it?
broadcast. Jon Willis and Traeton Harimon.
The Caribbean free labor contest right there, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, cross country went down to the 35th annual Chili Pepper Festival in Fayetteville, Arkansas this last weekend, and the cross country teams finished 7th respectively on the men's side and 12th on the women's side, and it was really, really hot down there, and those can make for some uncomfortable type running conditions, but the men's and women's team, which had Division I and Division II schools, ran pretty well.
Yeah, there was a mix of Division I, Division II, junior colleges, NAIA programs, and so Loper saw a lot of competition. There were 13 Division I schools that the Lopers placed ahead of, and so even though finishing in 7th and for the men and a little bit farther back for the women, it was still a very productive, I think, event for UNK.
Event name of the year so far in Loper
Oh,
Athletics, for sure. I think that one's the one.
Alex is good.
He's
Alex
good.
is good.
They ran well.
Alex, the people on YouTube can't see you.
Yeah,
buddy.
you got to scoot over.
Nah,
Show off that sweet K-State hat.
All we can see is your hands.
Yeah.
Have
You've
you
got the
ever
retro Kearney State hat.
have you ever watched Home Improvement? You all remember Wilson?
the guy that never showed?
I
his
only
face.
watched Brother and Brother with the John and Andrew guy on HGTV. Is that what it was on?
Oh,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
Property Brothers.
Property Brothers.
Brothers.
Property
Yeah.
Brothers. Yeah,
Dude,
that was my jam back in the day.
Watch Home Improvement.
All right.
Just Tim Allen. Hey!
Oh dear God.
That's the sound they make at the end of the intro.
Well,
I butchered it, but yeah.
the men's and women's cross country team will be in action the next 2 weekends. Next weekend they'll be going down to Ashland, Nebraska for the Platte River Rumble at Eugene Mahoney State Park, and then the MIAA championships are the next weekend on October 20th, and that will be in Columbia, Missouri at Gans Creek Country Club Golf Course. So that's a pretty busy next 2 weekends for the women's and men's cross country team. Let's make our way to tennis.
They got to take advantage of Lincoln's final year in the conference because this will be the last year they'll be able to host it at Jefferson City.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, okay.
A lot to talk about with tennis, Ethan.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it.
Yeah,
Nothing happened.
well, nothing really happened, but October 12th through the 16th is the ITA Cup in Rome, Georgia. We talked a little bit about that yesterday because we were making some comments and some jokes about Rome. I remember that last week. So
Thanks,
yeah.
Grant.
Yeah, Jasmine Zamorano gets to go down and represent UNK at the ITA Cup in Rome, Georgia, trying to win that individual singles title after the just dominant performance at the Central Regional.
And last week, the Grace Shin Memorial Tournament for UNK Golf. I believe we also touched on that last week, I believe, as well.
I know because
Probably
it happened
not
on
because it ended
Monday.
yesterday.
Oh, well, I'm having a rough day today. Wow, it's rough. Okay, today is October 4th. All right, well, the UNK Golf finished 6th out of 16th. They shot 606 total down in Edmond, Oklahoma. And the two-day 16-team event was held at the Par 71 Golf Club in Edmond, Oklahoma. And it was a pretty good day. Allison Comer had a nice weekend. She shot 74 and 76 respectively.
Yeah, Claire Berquist also 76 and then a 74. They were both tied for 15th place. And so good to see. It was against Division II, a couple of one junior college as well. And so Lopers got to see some decent competition this weekend.
Alex has a smirk on his face, and I think we know why. It's because we got two Kansas kids leading the way for UNK.
Where are these leaders from? Kansas.
And Brooke King in there as well. There's maybe
Kansas.
3 of the 5.
St. Thomas Aquinas.
Well, coming up for UNK Golf, for the first time in 4 years, UNK will be at home as the annual Nebraska Intercollegiate will be held this Friday, Saturday, October 6th and 7th at Awari Dunes. So that's pretty cool for the UNK women's golf team. They get a host for the first time since 2019.
Yeah, should be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be a little cool this weekend.
It will be a little cool.
Retweet.
For real.
little Lynx Golf in Axtell, Nebraska, officially.
Yes.
Should be fun.
Yes.
Nextdale.
Axtell.
Did I miss any Loper sports? Because
No,
my track record today has been
Yeah, I did
really
Loper
bad.
update, so you're all good. Yeah,
Okay.
I knew it
Drum
all.
roll, please.
Well, it's about that time. Someone pull out their stopwatch. It's
Oh, I
time for
got
this
it, I
week's
got it,
annual,
I got it.
or I guess weekly.
We got to get a live stopwatch on the YouTube stream.
Oh,
so
we
that,
need
yeah.
that.
All right.
Or whoever's
we'll figure that out
listening, you
next
can also
week.
join along. The MIAA mailbag, everybody.
I'll get on the camera for this one. So, frankly, I'll be honest. It's harvest week, so right now everything in terms of grain dust and such is kind of beating my head like it's a baseball bat. So, I'm way out of it today, and that's why I've been off camera so far. And I don't have my laptop with me either. Oh, do we have to make my head? We don't have to make it that big. We don't have to. Let's zoom out a little bit. Zoom out a little bit, please. Let's zoom out. There we go. That's the spirit. Let's start with our football athletes of the week here. We'll start on the offensive side. Marcellus Hawkins, running back for Central Missouri, was the offensive player of the week. Trayvon Holmes, the defensive back from Missouri Western, was defensive athlete of the week. And kicker Cody Watson from Missouri Western was the special teams athlete of the week. Looking over to the volleyball athletes of the week it was co-offensive this week. It was between Eleanor Engel of UCM and Jenna Karp of UCO. Then it was Jaden Evans of Central Oklahoma who took defensive, and then Lindsey Horan of UCO who's the setter of the week. Looking further in the athletes of the week, the goalkeeper of the week for women's soccer, it was co-goalkeepers of the week between Mackenzie Goen of Emporia State and Reagan Wells of the Ichabods of Washburn. Joni Westcoat of Emporia State was the defender of the week, and the offensive player of the week was Missouri Western's Jaden Skinner. Let's move on over to the polls, shall we? We start off with football, and in football, a bit of a shift. There are no longer two teams from the league in the top 10. That is after Missouri Western's victory. John, they want to see my face, dang it. Thank you. Anyway, let's get to the polls. We'll start off with the AFCA, the American Football Coaches Association poll. No longer do we have two teams from the MIAA in the top 10 after Missouri Western defeating Emporia State over the weekend, 34-31 off of that Cody Watson field goal. There's a reason why it's the special teams athlete of the week. The Pittsburgh State Gorillas are third-ranked overall. UCM, Central Missouri, they're 18th. Emporia State drops 10 spots all the way from 10 down to 20. And on the receiving votes category in the AFCA is Missouri Western. Missouri Western is in the D2Football.com poll. So that's the football poll for the week. Meanwhile, on the volleyball poll side of things, 3 teams from the MIAA are in that one. UNK is the top-ranked team in the AVCA poll. They're ranked 9th overall. Then at number 19 is the Washburn Ichabods, there we go. And at 22 is UCO. 2 teams receiving votes in UCM, that's Central Missouri and Missouri Western. The Wayne State Wildcats, our in-state rival, are number 1, followed up by Concordia St. Paul, then Tampa. So it appears that we could have a KLPR reunion of sorts if we get into the tournament, because then it's Grant Tye of Concordia St. Paul following up with all of us, and we get to see Tiggy at some point this semester. Also, folks, basketball is right around the corner. I know we always love to talk the spring sports already, but we are oh so close to MIAA Basketball Day. It is 6 days away now. That'll be taking place at next Tuesday, October the 10th at 9:15. That'll be taking place at the College Basketball Experience in Kansas City, Missouri. I will not be there. I don't know what they've put on the ticker, but I'm fearing what they've put on the ticker. That's all from me, and that next week I'll be a lot more. I think harvest will be done, and I won't look like I've been run over by a freight train. John, what's my time?
3:42 today, and no, we were putting the pick'em standings on there.
Okay, good. I can't trust you all anymore with anything. I mean, I've learned my lessons. So that is all for me.
Also, you said basketball was in the spring season. That's a winter sport.
Ethan.
Hey,
a brother has been through quite a bit throughout the past 3 days. My head is pounding. My nose won't quit running. I kind of just want to take a long winter's nap. That's all for me. I'm going to take a nap here during the commercial break.
But before we step aside and get to our pick'ems and some Husker football talk, take a look at that Twitter poll question and check out who would be most likely to be terrified in a haunted house. Got about 32 minutes left to vote on that one. We're up to 30 votes. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
We need to break the record. It's 51 is the Throwin Lopes all-time Twitter poll question record. So
Grant Tye, make some more Twitter accounts, baby. We gotta break that record.
Or have your friends
rigged the election last week. Grant. But I don't think he's tuning in, though. Oh, also, if you want to be part of the show, either call in or comment on the YouTube section. I'm monitoring, so.
Yeah, we will shout you out and get your name and
Cannon's
your
left a million messages.
Where can they find that live stream? What YouTube channel, Ethan McCormick?
KLPR Radio on YouTube. There's also a link to it on Twitter as well.
There is.
So go check that out. We're going to step aside real quick. When we come back, we'll do our pick'ems, touch on our standings, and talk some Husker football. We'll be right back on 91.1 KLPR.
Vision fading, immune system compromised, but I must go on.
Mwahaha, you've fallen for my trap, everyman. I, malnutrition, have finally won.
Not so fast, villain. The vitamin A team is here to put you away. You will rot in a cell.
Yeah, prepare to be squashed.
You cantaloupe defeat.
Broccoli!
Many Americans fall short in boosting their immune systems. Vitamin A can be one of the easiest and most important keys in helping keep your immune system running strong and fighting off infectious diseases. Foods like squash, broccoli, and carrots that are always available and relatively non-expensive are all rich in vitamin A. My vision has returned and my diseases are gone. Thanks, Vitamin A team. Now let's finish this.
No!
Remember to pick up foods filled with vitamin A at your local supermarket.
Davis is going to scramble up the middle. He's got a hole. He cuts to the outside on the near side. He's going down the 30, down the 20. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, TJ Davis, and UNK takes the lead. You can listen to every home Loper football game live on KLPR 91.1 with student broadcasters from your very own University of Nebraska at Kearney.
Newspapers aren't dying, but they are changing. The Antelope Student Newspaper has it covered. From UNK athletics and events to student features and COVID-19 policies. To be heard, buy an advertisement, write a letter to the editor, pick up a copy, or visit unkantelope.com today. The Antelope, news for students by students.
Hey, check out this girl. Looks like she had too much to drink tonight.
Oh yeah, that looks like some easy fun. There's some open beds upstairs.
You know what? Her friends have been texting her and trying to find her. I'm going to call them and wait for someone to pick her up.
1 in 4 women and 1 in 16 men will be sexually assaulted during their college experience. Join the American Association of University Women, where we program and raise awareness about issues like sexual assault and gender equality. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter at UNKAAUW.
Welcome back to Throwin Lopes right here on 91.1 KLPR. It's time for our weekly pick'ems, and if you are looking at the ticker, you can see the standings, and I suggest that you look away from fourth place because that's atrocious. But John, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, shout out to whoever made that ticker too. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, thanks. I put it in OBS this morning.
Yeah.
Just showed it to my
I wonder who designed
email.
it though. But yeah, it was actually a pretty good week for everybody. Alex and Ethan both finished with a record of 3-3.
Hey, I won.
Myself and Traeton finished with a record of 4-2. So we won the week. I am still in first place with a record of 16-18. Traeton is now in second place with a record of 13-21. Alex is in third place with a record of 12-22, and Ethan rounding out the bottom with a record of 10-24. All right, let's get into it. We will start. We're going to pick LSU again. They have been a team that we have struggled with this year, gentlemen, and they just lost 55-49 to Ole Miss this week. They are 5.5-point favorites on the road at Missouri.
Traeton, you can start us off.
It's a tough
I'm
one.
not gonna lie, I was texting. What was the game?
LSU's 5.5-point favorites on the road at Missouri.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, it's not good.
Missouri's 5-0.
What?
They must have played absolute nobodies.
They played Kansas State.
They played K-State, and they won on a 61-yard field goal. That is the longest in
Mevis
SEC
is
history.
him.
Yeah.
That's why Mevis is him.
Yeah.
Missouri
You
just
know
beat
what?
Vanderbilt
Just-
38-21.
LSU's
Okay,
the
that was
favorite.
Vanderbilt.
LSU's favored,
They'll
yes.
give me the Tigers of Missouri because Andrew Mevis is him.
All right, I'm basing my pick off of I just saw that baldy Paul Feinbaum pop up on ESPN, and I thought,
geez.
I'm not going LSU. Give me Missouri upset at home. I think it's their homecoming this week, too, so give me Mizzou at home.
Alex?
Go Tigers.
Which one?
Yeah, they're both
There's
Tigers.
two.
The one that's synonymous with Go Tigers. LSU,
cover?
of course. LSU covers. Yes, LSU covers.
I can't believe I'm trusting Alex here, but I am going to go LSU covers as well.
I mean,
think
we're talking Mizzou here, people. It's
This
Mizzou.
is why I'm 10-20.
Yeah, they have struggled, or not they have struggled, but Kansas State has dropped off significantly. They're not who they used to be, and so I think LSU bounces back. The Red Dirt rivalry,
Red River
rivalry,
Red River,
Oklahoma.
Red River.
Oklahoma's at Texas. They are Texas's 6.5-point favorites.
Oklahoma's played better this year.
Well, they just beat Iowa State 50-20.
Oh man, that
just remember that Iowa State probably
2 and 3 Iowa State.
2 and 3. Whoa.
Iowa State, the team that's going through a
That's
massive betting scandal, the team that probably had its entire team bet the under.
So let me tell you. Let me tell you Oklahoma's wins so far this year. Arkansas State, SMU, Tulsa, Cincinnati, and Iowa State. They have played nobody.
Those are program changers. That's how you turn a program around.
That's who Oklahoma's played?
That is who Oklahoma's played.
Yeah, I know already who I'm picking.
It's hard to say because
Plus Texas is at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say, though, that this is the Red River rivalry. This game is always a decent game, but I think Texas covers with the late touchdown.
Oh, so you're just going to jump me like that and take the first pick, huh?
Wow.
Oh, you were taking too long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make
I
up
don't
your
know.
mind then, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Isn't it always played in the Cotton Bowl?
Yeah. I don't know. This is like one of the first times they're playing it on an actual... Oh, no, it is played in the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, it's always played in the
Yeah, it's
Cotton
at the
Bowl.
Cotton Bowl. It's
Oh, well,
always
never
at the
mind.
So it
No
doesn't
home
really
field
matter.
advantage. Yeah.
It's in Dallas, Texas, so that's technically a home game for...
It's
That'll be
pretty
more
split,
Texas fans, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, usually are. But anyway, give me Texas. I don't even
To
know.
cover?
What's the cover?
5 or 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Alex?
Well, if it was still Bob Stoops, I'd be singing Boomer Sooner for all of you here. But give me Texas.
To
Give me
cover?
Texas to cover. Horns up, everybody.
This will be a Throwin Lopes sweep. Do-do-do-do-do-do. We're all gonna.
We need to get that
We're
going.
all
got-
gonna-
we
we're
need
all
to
We need to
gonna-
get the sound effect. Yeah.
There's got to be a sound effect.
I'm gonna pick Texas to cover as well.
Need to
all
get
right.
that on there with a Fox News ding.
This is a surprising spread to me. Alabama is only a 1.5-point favorite on the road at Texas A&M.
I can't blame that spread.
Yeah.
The 12th man at home.
Ah, the 12th man.
Unranked Texas A&M.
I'm just gonna start right now. I'm never gonna pick Texas A&M for the absolute horror shows that happen on their sidelines with
Yeah,
some
the
of their
one ranked
traditions.
team they played was Miami, and they got whooped.
Give me the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, good pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go Crimson Tide cover.
Also cover for that, by the way.
Really? I thought you were gonna take the under on the
They thought
1.5 point
about
spread.
it.
I'm with Traeton on this one because every time I see a Texas A&M 12th man, you know, I don't know how in the heck they do it, but it's just so it makes me die a little bit inside of just pure cringe. If I have kids, you know, I don't care what they're going to turn out to be, you know, whatever that is. But there is one thing I will never let them do, and that is that they will never go to Texas A&M. No matter what. They're going to a school that doesn't do cringe-ass crap like that. They are going to Alabama.
I respect it.
Alabama is the school. Alabama's the one.
Give this guy an ice pack. He's heated.
Alabama.
This is going to be another Throwin Lopes sweep.
They cover, by the way.
Kind of killed the.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
is heated over here.
They cover.
Well, I needed to stop him before he got worse. Anyways, so sweep on.
It's like John's mom is back.
On Alabama. No kidding.
They cover.
Alabama covers for me as well. Notre Dame is on the road. They are 6.5-point favorites at ranked Louisville.
Wait, Notre Dame?
Yes, Notre
yes,
Dame.
the Fighting Irish. Yeah.
And just for reference, Louisville beat NC State 13-10 in their last game.
Ooh.
The spread's 6.5 too. That's kind of.
Hey, it was 6.5.
I'll jump.
It was 6.5 against Duke, and they scored. They had that successful 2-point conversion to cover the spread last week. That was a big baller play because I picked Notre Dame to cover.
I'll jump on this one. As much as I don't like Notre Dame, and everybody knows I don't like Notre Dame covers.
Sam Hartman still has not thrown an interception this year. He's thrown 14 touchdowns and has not thrown a pick. I think he finally throws his first pick against this Louisville secondary.
He did say that last week, just so everybody knows.
What?
That he would throw his first pick against Duke. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that this isn't the first time that you're saying Sam Hartman's going to throw an interception.
Oh. Well, I think he throws an interception. 96 of 45, 148 yards. I think Notre Dame no cover.
Okay.
What does Louisville do well?
Run the ball.
Run the ball?
They run the ball very well.
And against a stingy Notre Dame defense, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Notre Dame cover.
Okay. This won't be a sweep because Ethan picked no cover, but we all chose Notre Dame to win. I will choose Notre Dame to cover as well. All right, we head to Kentucky. Little SEC battle, ranked battle. Kentucky at Georgia. Georgia is 14.5-point favorites at home over the Blue Wildcats. Why did I think Blue Devils there for a second?
Because we had Duke.
I had flashbacks.
Basketball powerhouse.
Yeah. Had country album flashbacks there for a second.
I guess so.
Traeton, I think you've got first pick here, buddy.
Georgia cover.
Quick and to the point.
Georgia no cover.
Ooh.
I haven't been sold on Georgia, really. They haven't played anyone tough. And Auburn, they only beat Auburn by 7. And I think Kentucky's better than Auburn. So I'm going to go, Georgia no cover.
Alex?
I'm gonna go Georgia no cover on this one. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 10-point victory for Georgia.
So all Georgia no covers. This tells me one thing. Kentucky at home over overrated Georgia, whose best win is what? Is it Auburn?
Auburn 27-20.
27-20. They only beat South Carolina by 10. Give me Kentucky to pull off the upset over Georgia on the road. Big win for the Wildcats.
By the way, John, Traeton said cover.
Traeton said cover?
Yeah.
Good thing you corrected me. Oh, you did. Yeah, I remember that now. Okay, Friday night football, which should be used for high school, but I guess Nebraska is going to be playing on Friday. They are on the road at Illinois. Illinois is a 3.5-point favorite over the Big Red.
Well, Memorial Stadium caught on fire, and I'm talking about the one in Champaign, Illinois. Literally caught on fire this morning.
Just a dumpster fire.
It was a dumpster fire, but, well.
Oh, I thought it was a lawnmower.
It was a
lawnmower.
A lawnmower caught on fire in the tunnel.
First of all, they have turf.
Well, there might be mowing the grass outside the stadium. Okay, I don't know.
All I'm saying is somebody told me it was a lawnmower.
It was
today.
a lawnmower, yeah. I saw that. But
That's an interesting note.
You can buy tickets for as low as $5 to watch the Toilet Bowl of two 0-2 Conference West teams. The spread is what? Illinois. I'm gonna go Nebraska. This is a must-win game for the Huskers, in my opinion. If they lose this game, their season's over. If they can't beat Illinois, they ain't gonna beat the rest of the bums on their schedule. So I'm gonna go Nebraska.
That man is heated.
You literally said a cuss word on air, so I don't want to.
I said crap.
No, you did not.
Oh, you didn't.
No, you did not, buddy.
We'll have to. When I tell you your face just changed from relaxed to panic. Oh, goodness.
Hey, don't worry. We were all in common law. You're fine.
Yeah. You won't get fired.
Fair,
yeah, you're good.
Anyway, I forgot what we were picking.
Nebraska at Illinois.
Give me Nebraska.
The Big Red.
Yeah, I guess. If I just feel like I have to.
First conference win.
Alex?
You're going to be at this game.
I will be there.
Oh, will you at this rate?
Yeah.
I'll take your ticket.
I hope. Well, I don't have a ticket. I have a press credential.
How do you get these things?
Well,
he knows who to ask.
Yeah, I know who to ask. Plus, I have family in Champaign that I was going to go see, and then I found out this morning they all had COVID. So I can't see them anymore. So I don't know what I'm going to do for Friday morning in Champaign.
I know, but I think he's got COVID.
No, okay. This is harvest allergies. This is typical for me.
We're in the middle of campus.
Yeah. Yeah, but
you know what we're surrounded by?
We're surrounded by corn.
Farms. That's
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from the city.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
city boy.
City
okay,
boy.
city boy. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
What was the spread again? I'm sorry.
Illinois minus 3.5.
Crucify me when we get back from Champaign. Illinois covers.
I don't think we're going to crucify you for that one. Man.
No, this is tough because Illinois is really, really bad, but I think Nebraska is really, really bad. And so this is just a dilemma for me.
It's a battle of who's going to be more bad that night. It's going to be a battle of what quarterback's going to throw more interceptions, which they did announce that Harburg is starting again.
Yeah, I think Nebraska fans finally realized that Heinrich Harburg was only starting against bums of teams and that he's not very good when he actually goes up against power schools. Having said that, I guess I'll go with Nebraska.
Woo.
I will also state this. I mean, we had Jeff Sims against Power 5 schools, and he didn't do that good either. So
no, there's nobody.
Yeah,
Well,
I think we're perpetually toast.
This is a good lead, I guess, into Husker talk. I guess what Heinrich's thing was, yeah, he played Louisiana Tech, and that was a bad game. That was a slow game. Northern Illinois at home, whatever. When your first Power 5 game, though, or I guess big conference game is against Michigan, the second-ranked team in the country, I feel like that's not an accurate assessment on how he really played, because you went from playing kind of two lower-level group of 5 teams to a power I guess a playoff team. Illinois, I think, will be the true test of how Heinrich Haarberg will play.
Yeah, there was a lot of Nebraska fans saying that, like, oh, if we had started Heinrich in this game, then it would have gone different, and I just don't know if that's true. And yeah, I don't know. Also, obviously, Michigan, again, is a second-ranked team, but our defense just got killed.
We got outclassed.
Woof!
We got outclassed.
And yeah, wasn't Rule asked a question after the game, like, what will it take for you guys to get to that level? And he's like, we're not even in the same category as right now.
I appreciate a coach doing that, though.
Yeah.
That he knows where this program's at, and I appreciate him keeping it real and not sugarcoating it. Be like, yeah, I thought we played a good game, and we're gonna have a good week at practices. We got a game Friday night, yada yada yada. All this cupcake crap.
The Scott Frost special of we had a really good week of practice. I don't know where this.
We had a really good week of practice. Well, I mean, yeah, sure. Monday through Friday does wonders here, but where it really counts is the game,
So I guess it's just kind of refreshing hearing a coach actually know where his program's at.
Yeah.
And actually know that we are not at a level where we can even compete in the Big Ten West.
Correct.
So, yes, we have a lot of work to do. We need to attack the transfer portal. We have no skill position players right now. We have none. We have no running backs, no receivers, no dynamic quarterbacks. Our offensive line sucks. We got to attack the transfer portal, or he's got to start pulling in some big-time recruits, because this is going to get rough if this is what it's going to be like.
I think it's a mix of both, recruiting, but also the transfer portal. I think, if anything, it's you bring in guys who have the veteran leadership, and you bring in a couple of playmakers, but you bring in some of those veteran guys off of the transfer portal for leadership. Now, they ain't going to teach you loyalty because they're in the transfer portal. But they're going to teach you, this is what it's like in Division I football. And for, some of those 4 or 5-star recruits that Matt Rule will hopefully land and bring them to Lincoln, not only will you have the coaching staff there to get them primed for success, but the players as well in the transfer portal. I think that's where it needs to be a mix of both. You bring in a couple of skill guys, you bring in a couple of guys just for their leadership alone, maybe like a grad transfer type of deal. None of the kids who are transferring because they don't have the playing time, but the kids who are transferring because they're a grad transfer. And then also some of those big time recruits. I think that's the mix that you want. I don't think you can really go all in on the transfer portal. I don't think you can go all in on the high school recruiting trail in today's college football world.
I am getting a sick feeling that Nebraska's beyond saving. I think I'm starting to truly believe that, because 2 years ago when Nebraska played Michigan, it was at least close. But
True.
These last 2 years we have gotten completely embarrassed in front of the whole country, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. Every week it just kind of feels like Nebraska football's not getting any better. I saw us get worse this week. I mean, there's nothing to be excited about with Nebraska football. And so I don't know. I kind of get this sick feeling that we might never be good again.
Yeah, I'm so enthralled by talking about Huskers that I was reading an article about Wally the alligator. You guys see that?
Tell us about Wally the alligator.
Wally the alligator.
We don't need to hear about this.
He's a cutie. Almost as good as the 3-legged dog I saw in Gothenburg on Monday.
Chihuahua, right?
Chihuahua.
Yeah.
3-legged dog. Couldn't work it into the broadcast, though.
I know. I challenged you to do it, and you couldn't do it.
I kind of forgot about it after that break.
Yeah,
cutie, though.
Something I will state, and I think this is rather telling. Do you think that they would have reduced Memorial Stadium seating capacity by about 10,000 with that South Stadium renovation had they thought that Nebraska could have had some potential upswing into them or not?
No, because winning fills stadiums. We're not winning. They know that if it stays 92,000 or 90 whatever some thousand or 80 some thousand, that sellout streak is going to be in jeopardy. They're maintaining a sellout streak by lowering it, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the athletic department and the University of Nebraska saying we're never going to be good again. We have to reduce the stadium so we can put butts in seats.
Yeah.
Because again, sellout, obviously it means how many tickets you've sold, but if you based a sellout based on how many people actually show up to the games, that sellout streak would have ended a couple years ago, if not before that.
It would have ended during the Mike Riley era, I think.
Yeah, probably that last year of Mike Riley, I think it would have, but yeah.
Because I just think with the donors and all the supporters of Nebraska football, like I don't think it would ever end.
No.
Well,
because what else is there to do here?
Here's the thing. Nebraska's got a thriving NIL system and a thriving money pool. Nebraska does not hurt at all getting money, proven by a $450 million renovation they're doing to Memorial Stadium. They just built a $175 million new facility, too, just opened not too long ago.
And you look around as well. You look at Bullen Stadium for women's soccer. You look at Haymarket Park.
PBA?
PBA. I mean, I was about to say, I was a bit hesitant on PBA since that's at least over 10 years old, but that is still,
it's a top facility.
It is a top facility, yeah, and so the money is obviously there within Nebraska athletics, and I think, the money is there, but this is almost like a conceding notion from the athletic department, a little bit at least on my end.
If you want to call in and give your thoughts, 308-865-8217. That's 308-865-8217. We'd love to hear from you on our first ever YouTube show.
Or comment on YouTube, too, and we can also
let's get someone other than Cannon commenting on YouTube.
I will say, the fact that they're renovating the South Stadium needed to happen. Because to be comfortable in the South Stadium, you have to buy at least one extra seat.
Well,
true.
Wasn't that unrenovated for like 90 years?
Yeah.
I heard something that it was like unrenovated and untouched, like renovated wise for like 90 to 100 years.
I don't think of 90 years, but it's the last.
They added to it recently.
But I don't know if they did any like renovations to it. Now, I will say one thing that I'm excited about, they're improving the restrooms. I'm sorry, but the restrooms at Memorial Stadium were god-awful. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't go to bathrooms when I go to sporting events. I'll just leave it there. Unless I'm in the press box. That is
actually,
when I eat a Fairbury hot dog and it goes straight through my system and I have to go number 2, I'm going to get there, baby. Like, I'm going to get...
Went to my first Husker game as a fan 2 weeks ago. Sat in the South Stadium. Had to go twinkle, and went to...
Did you just say twinkle?
Twinkle, little star?
Went to the bathroom, saw the troughs, instantly turned around and walked back out. We were dealing with it for that game.
Yeah, no, I always go right before I get to a game because I don't want to get there and then be like, oh no, I have to go use this thing where there's a long line and then...
Of dudes?
Of guys, and so, yeah. I don't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah, South Stadium... it's well deserved. Did not enjoy my time at Memorial Stadium. It was okay.
We got a caller.
Seats were horrible. It's going to be Cannon. Like, do we really have to?
It's going to be. Oh. It's going to be Cannon. Cannon, is this you?
Yeah, I just 2 things I want to say. One, this will probably be the first and only time I'll ever watch your stream because I'm a busy person. I just left work early today.
Well, hey, we appreciate you calling into the show.
And I know Grant's going to listen to this later, so I could finally say I was right about Heinrich, because last year he called me a clown on the show, because I said Heinrich was never good from the game. Yeah, he did.
Yep, I remember that, yep.
That was.
Wait, what did Grant say?
He said that he disagreed with Cannon saying that Heinrich was going to be bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As someone who watched Heinrich play, Heinrich was not impressive at Kearney Catholic. Granted, he had some good times. His junior year, he was a good time. However, if you look at that Kearney Catholic schedule, it was god-awful.
Yeah. Yep. No, I agree with you. Again, we'll learn a lot more, I think, him finally going up against an opponent who is on Nebraska's level and not second-ranked in the country. But I don't have a lot of faith. I think the quarterback room is just in a bad spot right now.
I mean, I was going to, and also with Alex saying, talking about transfer portal and recruiting, you can do that. However, those recruits leave after 1 year because they won't play and they'll see how bad the program is.
Yeah.
You get a high-end recruit, they're going to leave.
Yeah.
So, John, the other reason why I wanted to call is I need you to open my Snapchat before you do the poll question. I sent you a two-parter now.
A two-parter?
Ooh, it's two-parter.
Speaking of the Twitter poll question, you got less than 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, Cannon, we appreciate the call, and I'll check that here in a second.
Good, and I think you'll actually like it because I will do something even more, and I will tell you that later.
All right. Well, we will check, and we will communicate with you shortly.
All right, I'm going back to the stream. I'm gonna go back.
All right. Thank you, Cannon, for calling in.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Cannon.
Former host of the show. What was that? Are we still on?
Yeah, we're still on.
We're still on. Okay. But yeah, go vote on the Twitter poll. We'll see what Cannon's telling me.
Hey, I got a complaint.
Oh, okay. Wait, I figured it out. So whoever wins the Twitter poll question has to walk in this haunted corn maze by themselves because Cannon has a free ticket.
You're kidding.
No. And we will all go.
We will. That's a filmer and put on the KLPR
Oh
YouTube
yeah,
channel.
that's a YouTube channel.
We can get a
content.
GoPro and
get
put
the
it on
GoPro.
them too. We have that.
And there's one person running away with the votes here. So
where's this at?
On
at
Twitter.
KLPR 911 on Twitter.
Is that Knee Knockers?
Oh no, it is Knee Knockers. That's in
Knockers?
Gibbon, right?
No, it's just like 3 miles away from here.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the one though.
I've never been.
Yeah, we'll see
Well,
who wins the
you got
Twitter poll
6 minutes.
questions.
6 minutes. 6 minutes.
And the tickets are free, so it's covered.
It's covered.
We have it covered. Big thanks to Cannon Rath for supplying those. And
Hey,
yeah.
I do have a complaint. Last year I posted a Twitter poll question around tax time. Who's most likely to commit tax evasion? Can we do that poll coming up here soon? Or
Well, what's the punishment for?
Yeah, what's the punishment for that?
You have to.
you have to commit tax
You have
evasion.
to.
Oh, you have to commit tax evasion?
What's that? No, I'm not
We
doing
can't do one that gets us in trouble with the law.
Exactly. I like the IRS. I'm very good friends with them.
You know what? The fault and the problem of strapping a GoPro to whoever has to go through the corn maze is that they don't let you record anything in the corn maze.
Ooh.
They don't?
I'm sure
No, they don't want to spoil it for everybody.
Okay, well that's
Pretty
fine.
predictable.
Yeah.
We could reach out to
Dude
see
walks
and
out with
even
a
even if
chainsaw.
not, we'll just get whoever's post reaction to it.
Yeah. Maybe we can say that we won't post it till it closes.
Post game reaction, yeah.
Post game, a post game show. That's wow.
I'm actually really excited for this now.
So am I.
We can't say who's leading. That's saved for
pumped.
the end.
I'm pumped.
Just got to go to it's X, formerly
It's Twitter. All right, we got about 5 minutes until this Twitter poll question closes. Let's touch on some NFL stuff real quick. Your Packers lost to the Lions last Thursday. The Lions lead the division for what feels like the first time in who knows how long.
It probably is the first time in forever.
The Broncos defense couldn't beat their way out of a wet paper bag. We made Justin Fields look like prime Patrick Mahomes. I don't know who you're a fan of because
The Lions.
Oh, I forgot. Because you
Congrats.
have also said something about the
Congrats.
Chiefs.
Well, okay.
You've got the
so-
most winning
Because
team
his
here.
family are Chiefs fans.
Yeah, my family is all Chiefs fans,
Okay.
and I couldn't stand them, so I was like, you know what? It's going to stick it to them. I'm going to find a different team, just random.
Yeah, and then you chose a terrible choice.
Well, I don't know, John. When's the last time that your team defeated my team?
When's the last time your team won a Super Bowl? Oh.
They
got me
haven't. They haven't.
But
They won NFL championships in the 50s.
okay.
Hey, but by that
Traeton,
logic, the
Traeton.
Packers have 13 world championships and we're the greatest team ever. So,
Pretty sure they do pull that card.
oh, I do
Yeah.
all the time. I pull that card so often.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody's like, oh, but Patriots have more Super Bowls, so I'm like, yeah, but check world championships, my friend.
Yeah.
My
Go
good brother.
Pack, go.
Go Pack, go. Traeton, you and I are the resident Broncos fans here. Rough.
Yeah, I wish I could have watched that game. Thanks, Blackouts.
I don't think you wanted to.
Feel like yeah.
I was also doing
Well-
I was also in the middle of a riveting 0-0 draw
Yeah.
at Ron Carroll Cup Stadium.
Well, hey, you watched. You didn't watch, I guess, our defense allow Justin Fields to throw for.
Why are you complaining
You're
about
right.
you guys have sucked this year and have been 0-3 and you're complaining about a win? How about you be happy that you won the darn game?
There we go. We came back.
Well, here's the
Thank
thing.
you.
Here's
You
the thing.
won the game. No,
I'm not
no.
complaining.
You won the game. Be excited. Go Broncos.
No. First off, we shouldn't have gotten.
Yeah,
to that point.
thank you.
I'm
Thank
not gonna
you.
be-
Ethan
Thank
and
you.
Ford never let me just enjoy
Thank
a Broncos win as long as they play.
You guys poop all over your wins when you haven't won.
I'm not going to be excited about allowing the Bears
Yeah,
to score
John.
28 points.
Wins
We allowed 70 points the week before, and then 28 against the Bears.
The Royals,
that's an improvement.
The Royals have been eliminated from the playoffs since May, but did I celebrate every win? You're gosh darn right I did.
I don't know why you torture yourself. doing that.
Anytime
quit
Bobby
watching.
Witt
By the
Jr.
way,
hit a home run.
Tampa Bay Rays season is over.
Thank God.
Fake fan. Sorry, I'm fired up.
Sorry,
now.
Rockies
I-
fan,
yeah.
Rays enjoyer.
My misplaced anger. I'm mad at Broncos fans right now.
Ford and Ethan. Don't like
I am
it.
too.
Just can't live with it.
Yeah, Ford, I see you. Be happy that your team won. He was
Ford.
not looking at me. But.
He's worn that shirt like 6 times, I think, in the last 2 weeks.
He's all about that.
Does he do laundry?
Oh, can we see?
You know there's
Ooh,
a
I
thing
wonder if we
called a
can
washing
see him
machine, right,
now.
Ethan?
What?
I think Austin Jacobson probably made a guest appearance on our YouTube
Yes.
broadcast
Yeah.
now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can see Ford clearly with his jersey in the background.
Here,
Yes.
let's make it better.
You can zoom in.
Oh, we're gonna do things now, are we? Okay, I'll get out of the way here. Let me duck.
Isn't he going to be blocked by the computer?
No, he's not.
Oh, look at him. That's our. Hey, that's Ford Clark, our general manager. Yeah. Big round of applause. He does a
Yeah,
great job.
Ford.
Is he going to notice?
No, probably not.
We should do a
you
timer.
Should you knock on the glass? No.
No,
Yeah,
let's not
probably
knock on the
No,
glass.
just let
Yeah.
it happen. Just let
Yeah.
Just let it roll.
So for those who are not on the YouTube live stream,
Yeah, we're zooming in.
oh, I think you just saw. Now he saluted. How long was that? About 15 seconds, 20
No.
seconds?
It took him a little bit to notice.
It was about a minute.
Are you going to reset us now, Traeton? There you go. Good job.
Attaboy.
Well,
All right. Twitter poll question. It says 0 minutes left, but it hasn't fully closed. So give it a sec. And then
We have yet to have the election integrity be compromised yet. Let's compromise that.
I don't think we're going to. It's at 0 minutes.
Yeah, which means there's less than 59 seconds to go. That's what 0 minutes means.
Well, yeah. Okay. The votes are final. Let me. Yeah. Who would be most likely to be terrified in a haunted house again? Winner will be going through the haunted corn maze by themselves. In last place, Traeton Harimon with 13% of the votes. Traeton, you are not a scaredy cat. Congratulations.
Woo!
In third place, myself with 17% of the votes. Alex finishes in second place with 20% of the votes.
Woo!
And in first place, getting to go in a haunted maze by himself with 50% of the votes, Ethan McCormick.
Let's get some closing thoughts from Ethan McCormick.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to poop myself walking through that thing. I'm glad we potentially can't record this while I'm in it. That would not be good. Now, I will do it. I will do this. I'm walking through knee knockers. My knees are going to be knocking.
Hey, we don't know if this is knee knockers or not. Hold on.
No,
a
it's
second.
happening. It's happening.
Well, we don't know which one of the mazes we're talking about. This might be one of those North Platte mazes too.
No, it's knee knockers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It wouldn't be a thing where we'd have to drive all the way to North Platte, I don't think.
Yeah, I ain't driving all the way to North Platte to just go to a
Yeah, if
haunted
that's the
house.
case, Ken, we're not coming, sorry. But
Yeah, well. Man, yeah.
I don't think
would.
it is, though.
Is this
Oh,
like
you
my face
Oh,
of
you
shame?
would? Who said that? Did you say that?
What?
Who said that?
Said what?
I don't know. Am I losing my mind right now?
I've got the camera of death pointed right at me here.
Oh my
think
gosh,
that's a-
why are you so zoomed in on his face?
I mean, thank you.
I wanted closing remarks.
But we
I
still
gave
have a
you my
minute left of the
closing
show.
Okay. Here are my closing remarks. Alrighty.
No.
All right, Alex, the camera's yours.
I'm a man of faith.
Anyway.
I'd like to apologize to my family. And there's from left field Castellanos.
You butchered the
Hey,
saying.
this has been really cool getting to do this first YouTube stream. Thanks for everybody who tuned in. We will be doing this every week now.
We're doing this every week?
Yeah.
Do the people want to see my face in HD?
Well, you didn't show your face most of the show anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Because I thought that I was ugly. I have that's called the face for radio. It's called face for radio for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's
All
a
right.
good spot to end.
Yeah.
Well, Thank you, everyone, for tuning